Welcome back. Stream has started. Recording's begun. Here we are. Fine dragons of the Dracovum. Last we left off, there was some boat stuff going on, and y'all have made it to the hometown of Vix. Which is a town I totally wrote down.
Oh god.
How is it not in my notes? It's on the map. That's why. Gelaruth is this sort of pirate town that you all have just pulled into, and a big welcome has been given to Vix from sort of pirate chief slash dad. Maybe you guys are not yet familiar with the exact relationship, but Vix has had Ashy essentially hoisted from the deck and escorted off towards this town in a very celebratory manner. The rest of you kind of keeping up. There's salt in the air. There's a good amount of festivities going on. It seems like a very active town. Makes the Jewel of Dracovum look very mild by comparison. Just extremely active. You think you see like Viking-ish axe throwers in one area taking tips to like do trick shots. There's some sort of artificer that is trying out some sort of levitation band, and it like slaps it on it's like a wrist slap kind of thing, you know, like the 80s or 90s, whenever that was popular. But it's just like clicks on and the kid's like, whoa, and like doing like shows for people.
Love that shit.
It's good times. I would like a perception check from everybody.
Everybody.
Perception check.
8.
Nice.
6.
You have a -1 of perception?
Yep.
Alright. It's gonna be an 18.
Woo!
I'm a good pirate, I swear.
And did we get and an 8 from Twang. Does Twang have a bonus?
I have a 14.
A 14 total, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so plus 6
Yes.
on these. The two of you very distracted. Ashy being dragged through the street by sort of pseudo pirate dad. Hardly a chance to look around. Aoife with the 3 days ago met now apparently very committed girlfriend.
We Titanic this shit.
Yeah. A love story for the ages, I'm sure, with nothing odd. An equivalent steamy under the decks session for sure. But Ninu has got you a little distracted as well. You do spot the sort of like, not like it almost half looks like a mansion at one point, and then you realize it's almost like a sort of like the medieval equivalent of like an apartment complex where there are suites that are rented out, and there's signs that are flipped a certain way. And she kind of leans over and explains, you see the when it's flipped over into the red like that, it means it's ready for rent. And so that's what I was thinking. So you have the spot that's been like scouted out that she's making plans to go make arrangements for. And so there's one of those like, you say goodbye. No, you say goodbye. No, you say goodbye. It's one of those, all right, this is getting too cutesy. And then she leaves. However, Nyla, making inexplicable dexterity checks,
Oh, no, my D&D Beyond is being really, really weird, and I
Right.
don't know what's happening with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Nyla, you spot a strange figure approaching quickly towards the group. But you don't feel a need for concern because it appears to be essentially a Twang clone, with a slightly different mask and a slightly different cloak, but is charging forward. And Twang, as they get to within about 10 feet of you, you do see your, I would say little brother, just in the size comparison sense.
Aha! There you are!
Twang!
I have not seen you in so long! How have you been?
Terrible! Everything's a nightmare, but I've found ways through.
Haven't we all? It is a pleasure to see a friendly face.
Oh, yes. Well, a friendly mask.
Well, you know what I meant.
I did! You look like you're doing very well for yourself.
I am having a great time with my new dragon friends.
Oh, you and me both, brother. We'll talk soon. Hello! My name is Clang.
Wait.
You must...
We are our names are very creative. Do not judge.
We had
You
very
well thought out.
very artistic parents.
Yes.
It's true. You must be Nyla.
Yes, hi.
Dorothy's told me so much about you and how you get extremely drunk and share too much.
That is accurate, yes.
That's right. I know everything, so don't be shy.
I'm not.
Oh, I've heard.
He's really not.
I know it's all the expectations are met. Brother,
Oh, I missed you.
it's been lonely, except for not. I know people that have been very helpful.
Oh, yes?
I think your friends might be interested too.
Friends, are you interested? I am interested. This is a family reunion.
Indeed.
I don't have much family left. Kobolds are not known for living very long.
It's true. You remember Pang?
Oh, not Pang.
Poor Pang.
I'm terribly intrigued, so yes.
Twang, you can tell
Yes,
them what happened
absolutely.
to Pang. I can't.
I'd like to change.
Arrows. Not good for you.
No.
When they are... When you aim the crossbow the wrong way, it does not have bad endings.
See, Pang was
Oh.
blind and also lost his sense of touch after being horribly burned. And so when he picked up his crossbow, trying to help, doing his best.
It did not end well.
No.
He was a good man.
He declared very confidently, I'll be fine. I have the muscle memory. And he wasn't fine. Not fine at all.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, Pang.
Poor Pang.
Poor Pang.
It is why I don't use ranged weapons. They give me trauma.
Yes, I have a hard time myself. Anyways.
So what is this idea you have?
Oh, I think there's well, we'll have to get that one friend of yours away from that pirate king, but otherwise, a couple of dragon folk will be quite welcome.
They always are.
Indeed.
Is it rude if I ask, is the mask thing like a family trait?
I mean, when you
I guess?
have 3 brothers that have died from being shot in the face, it's just sort of a good next logical step.
You see, we're not very likable, usually.
Well, I mean, Pang was himself, but that's, but still,
But yes, that was he was the exception.
3's a pattern, and we're not dumb. We plan.
Yes. Very efficient with our methods.
Oh, all right. All right, sorry. I ask.
It is fine.
No,
It was a good question.
it's fine. Your friends love bringing up ancient trauma that I should relive.
Yes, they do. They are quite good at that.
How about we change the topic from family stuff?
I like that idea. We should do that.
Yes.
I
Right.
also don't like talking about family, so let's just change it.
And your pardon me. Amma has leaned down and be like, I'll let you and your friends get acquainted, but you find me at the large tavern on the hill. A simple salute. It's good to have you back, Ashi. And he storms off.
She
up
hugs
the
him
hill.
before he walks off.
Oh! Very good. Alright, watch out for seagulls.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. A druid came through town last week and polymorphed a bunch of cows into seagulls. One wrong rock throw, and it's coming down on you.
Why would someone do that?
I don't know.
Chaos.
Yes.
Very clearly, yes.
Beware of the chaos druids.
Noted.
But it should be fine. Everyone in town knows not to be shooting at the seagulls because of that, so should be fine. As long as everyone in town can follow a rule for everyone's safety and betterment. Better keep an eye up. Alright, see you in a few.
Okay.
Storms off up the road. Clang leans into the group. Now that the normal one's gone, I have a very, very special place to take all of you.
Yes.
Have you heard of the 5 dragons?
Is that a hotel?
No. Well, kind of. They do have a hotel.
It is quite nice.
Interesting. No, there is a group of individuals who value draconic bloodlines very much and hope to bring back the glory of the dragon folk who once ruled over these lands. So, folks such as the 3 of you will be quite welcome, as well as a friend of yours, such as my good friend and brother Twang. Obviously, I'm already welcome. I've been around for a few weeks. But please, free lodgings, free drinks, networking with powerful friends. There are some great sorcerers there. The blood of dragons has a lot of magic to it, it turns out.
It most certainly does. We do our extensive study in a non-creepy way.
Absolutely. Come, we'll all be most welcome.
Yes. Let us go. If you 3 are fine with it. I know
this
that you
is just
have...
great.
No, this is amazing. Absolutely,
think
we should
it is
totally
wonderful.
go to this. Definitely not a fetish club. Yes, absolutely.
What?
Look, frankly, all clubs should have consent forms for just baseline everyone okay with everyone with even expectations. So just because this is the only one that has those doesn't make it bad.
Yes, we will have to
I
find you
didn't
a
say
pen.
it was bad. I didn't say that.
Good. We're all on the same page.
Ah.
Clang leads you all through the market. There's again a myriad of strange performers doing all sorts of things. There's a rendition with puppets and an actual frog doing like Princess and the Frog. There's seems like an actual as far as how she's dressed and presents herself like an actual noble woman who is doing a Prince and the Frog read with a frog that is doing performances in with a puppeteer that's also has puppets for the other characters. And you kind of walk by as the Princess kisses the frog, turns into a frog, and then the play kind of like continues. A bunch of kids very entertained. You move through, and you can hear muffled music at a kind of inconspicuous looking tavern that just has a it's called the Rainbow Dragon, and there's a painting smears in a rainbow of colors with a going into a dragon. And Clang is just like, yes, this is the place, come on. It's bigger than this. This is just like the top floor, and it goes underground.
Ah, okay.
Insane.
So it's bigger on the inside.
No,
Gotcha.
the physics are reliable. It's just that there's a bottom floor. A basement. A dungeon, if you will.
Are you okay?
Let's go.
What's so
Wonderful.
funny?
Yes.
Nothing at all whatsoever. Everything's totally fine.
You're not alone, Twang. I feel like there's a joke here. I'm not kidding.
I'm not either.
Very strange.
Perhaps the Dragonborn thing.
It's quite possible. The extra few feet give you some sort of insight, I'm sure.
Yes.
As you enter, there's an orcish bouncer who has a series of parchments. And it's like, I need you to read through this consent form and check off any boxes that are no thank yous. And also has some ribbons off to the side. And it's like a green ribbon if you're good to go for most activities. A red for no, unless check-ins. So whichever direction you'd like to go. You see there are also black ribbons.
I must be.
Well, what do those mean?
Frankly, miss, it's your first time.
I'll take a red ribbon, please.
It'll be the red or the green. Sorry, what was that?
Red, please. Red.
Safe choice. Hands over the red, and you do see there is a consent form, and there are some things that you might expect. But it starts fairly mild as far as just like petting versus pinching. And then etc. is like the next level. And then there is slapping, fighting, and then etc. And there's an interesting list of things that a person could consent to. Not necessarily an entirely sexual list, just a list of activities adults could consent to doing together underground somewhere.
I will unshamelessly take the green band, please.
Very well.
Good for you.
It's a green one.
Good for me indeed.
You all grab either your green or red ribbons. Check a few boxes on a consent form and sign. Clang leads you through. Clang wearing a green ribbon. Clang leading you through leads you through a first level like just classic tavern and like waiting room kind of scenario. And there's people chatting and talking. Seems like a very chill atmosphere there. But he just immediately walks through to the back of the room where there's a door leading to a downward staircase, and is just beelining it downward. You go downward a couple of floors before it opens up into a much larger area with silk draperies, lots of little tables, people chatting in all sorts of crazy outfits. Unsure of exactly what the theme is. It seems highly mixed. And you get about 10 feet in before a gnome walks up and just shoves Twang. And he's just like, so, are you ready? And Twang's just like, oh yeah, I'm ready. And then they go and start like doing a dance around each other. And it's a dance-off is what you realize pretty quickly. And it's a back and forth, just... and and then the other one back. There it is.
Fascinating.
Everyone goes into a full stun lock, watching this for a moment. Is anybody doing anything as this back and forth occurs?
Just watching.
Just observing this and being like, wow, this is amazing.
Ashley's just gonna be trying to figure out where she's supposed to put the green ribbon. Do I put it on my horn, my wrist, or do
I think here. I could put it on your arm for you.
Okay.
Are you gonna run like an armband? Yeah, that looks cool. That looks cool, right, Nyla?
Yeah, oh no, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Suck yeah.
The gnome
Why
and the gnome and Clang back and forth a little bit. It gets a little breakdancey at certain points. Neither of them are awesome. They seem either a little rusty or haven't stretched, essentially. So neither of them really like defeats the other. They just eventually get out of breath and stop, and then like kind of do a short bow to each other. He's like, "Until we meet again, gnomish one." He goes, "You think you're better than me because you're slightly more related to dragons than I am. Well, that's fair." And then like turns and like walks away.
They are quite awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
That was amazing.
Yeah, sorry for the interlude. But, you know, when you get challenged like that, you gotta stand up for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna lay an egg.
That would be concerning. Do not do that.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright. Come. It's deeper, further. You won't regret it. Takes you all further and deeper into the club. If it comes to a back room and goes, "This is where I thought your friends would be most welcome." There's a like, it's a very like specific knock, and it opens up with a red dragonborn. Face sticks out from the door, and just kind of looks around and goes, "Good find, Clang. Let's go." And you all are entered in, and you look around, and there is everything else looked pretty nice, but there is a lavish room, roughly like 30 by 40 foot, with very relaxing cushion tables and dragonborn aplenty filling the area. You all walk in and are immediately handed drinks. There's almost like a red, almost looks like a paprika if it looked more like sugary and crystalline, is kind of like rims the top of this glass, which glass itself being not an expected here you go kind of drink. As the door shuts behind you all, let's have everyone make an insight check.
11.
24.
14.
14 as well.
Nice. The one who, most of you get a vibe of, this is a place that essentially worships Dragonborn. Looking around, just seeing various Dragonborn here with a spattering of other people who are here and seem completely subservient to the Dragonborn, doing foot massages, hand massages, bringing them drinks and food. It's like a place for Dragonborn to chill and have everyone like just serve them. Twang, you're the only one to catch another thing going on. There's essentially, saying the room was 30 by 40 was slightly misleading. It is a 5-sided room, and there are 5 particular corners to the room. There is like a red corner and a white corner and a blue corner. There's the black corner and then like a green corner. And there is a visage of a dragon head carved into the wood, like in the actual corner. That's the first vibe you get that takes this from kind of regular club to like, this is feeling a little culty.
So normal for Twang.
Yeah. Twang might not be off foot by it.
This is fine. This is even better. Okay, friends, I just wanted to let you three know that, if you could not put two and two together, first off, the answer is 4. Second off, you might have a couple fans here. Just look around. There are quite a bit of, imagery. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm ready to get peppered.
It's hard to describe.
You also have,
that's really cool.
you also see a halfling kind of rush up to Clang. Nyla, your and Twang's passive perception are high enough to catch that the halfling palms looks like a couple of platinum pieces over to Clang, and it's like, excellent find, Master Clang. I'll make sure your friends are well taken care of. Kind of goes over to Nyla in particular and goes, Madam, it would be my honor to get you a table, an additional drink of your choosing, some fine, fresh fruits, and any other meal you would like. And all I ask in return is you tell me in detail about my home village that you've burned to the ground. It's a joke. A joke.
You gotta do it.
A
You
joke.
gotta do it.
My lady,
Goodness.
about the final bit, but the rest, please, this way.
You jest. Oh, damn.
I mean, I just...
Takes you
Yeah,
over.
we're gonna let that happen.
Takes you over to a table in the red corner. There's immediately hands out some coinage to some other people that seem to actually work there. And, you know, additional drinks and food is presented at the table. And it's just like, now, may I know what I could call you?
My name is Nyla.
Nyla.
And yours?
Oh, I'm unimportant. I almost prefer you don't call me by name. If you have a pet name for me, I would most enjoy it. Now, if this were my village...
This is getting weird!
Pulls up some, like...
What does he look like?
Oh, like, silver mutton chops have come down, and then sort of brown hair, cut relatively short. Brown eyes, clearly in his, like, 40s to 50s. Looks like he's been working out most of his life. Not intensely, but just enough to, like, keep himself presentable. And looks like somebody that has far too much coin to do anything reasonable with, so he's doing unreasonable things with it. And kind of, like, looks under the table and pulls out a little wooden box and flips it open, and you see him start to put out little figurines of small houses, and it's just like, if you were going to burn a village to the ground, can you explain what are some paths you would start with? Is there a modus operandi of the...
Okay, so first off, I'm bored with what you're saying.
He slaps the
Firstly-
figurines off the table. My apologies.
Firstly, I'm just gonna go to on the original question that you asked, pet name. Response, earn 1. Second, I am just gonna go ahead and throw out.
I was thinking Wolverine, honestly.
Amazing, Ashi, amazing. So, as far as burning down villages, we are leaning into what I personally would consider to be somewhat of a hurtful stereotype, particularly given, you know, the iconography and just gesturing to my symbol of Bahamut. I'm like, not specifically my thing.
I see.
Who's in the village?
Only
We'll burn your village down for you.
only the worst people. It's an entire village of people who have wronged other good standing citizens.
Penal
They've-
colony.
Indeed.
That is awful.
They have formed a small town of people that just need to get roasted. That's where I'm from.
Get roasted.
They need it. They deserve it. Spent their whole lives trampling the little guys.
Someone's gotta roast him, Nyla.
First.
Nyla, someone's gotta roast him.
This is a good place. I like it here.
Oh my gosh, he's just an annoying dude with too much money who just like loses his shit when hot ladies are mean to him. That's all that it is. It's too real. It's
Too many of
real.
this actual guy exist.
This describes too many of real life experiences.
Now I'm just thinking Tony.
I have earned the name Tony, and I accept it. Attention turns to Ashy. Now, how would you... Now, you seem the sort that might be more interested in burning down a seafarer's village. But if it were landlocked, surrounded by forest, devoid of innocent woodland creatures, mind you, only the worst woodland creatures remain.
The worst one.
Just woodland creatures. Just a whole bunch of asshole squirrels.
We're talking bankers who've been polymorphed into squirrels permanently and are left to remain and live gathering their nuts for winter as they did in life.
Well, what's the layout of the town?
Oh, broadly, it goes and like starts resetting up the figures to show the layout. Any advice? Something maybe a young red dragon would be able to use to his advantage in order to decimate the entire population.
Seeing multiple options. What would be the best one? Depends on time of day as well.
I'd like Nyla to make a history check.
Is this a real town?
Alright, that
Is it secretly this
This town.
He's just actually asking for advice. Like, literally.
Is this a real thing that's happening right now, my guys? Okay. That is a 16.
16. You do recognize the layout that has been, mostly because it's been set up. At first, it seemed really random, but since it's being set up exactly the same way a second time, you realize how purposeful it is, and you pay a little more attention to the layout. There is a small halfling village on the outskirts of St. Olaf, kind of to the northeast of it, near like entering into the forest. It does a lot of trade with St. Olaf. They do a lot of the farming and bring in crops and all that. But the fact that it is definitely that one, I'm gonna say go ahead and make an insight check for me.
Are there banker
19.
squirrels?
Well, I was gonna say with advantage
19.
as you made the.
With advantage?
Yeah, you made
Oh,
the
yeah.
history check, so
Okay, that is a 23.
with a 23, there's a moment where it starts listening. Ashy asks for clarifying details, and he starts giving them, and they keep being dead on to this halfling village that you've been to a few times. And then as he kind of glances back at you at one point before looking back at Ashy, you see the eyes where the pupils go in from round slits and then back to Ashy. You have the sense this isn't a halfling.
I didn't say you could pick those up.
Well, if you have more advice to gain my attention, but your friend here is being quite entertaining.
Okay, see, I thought you were here to talk to me and not to her, but if that's the case, I can just go. That's fine.
She's also valid. I'm sure there's many. If you need my specific attention, I thought I had given you an affront and wished for you to find a more entertaining partner.
No, that's fine. Now I'm being ignored, and I don't particularly like that, so... And just, like, a tiny bit of flame, like, comes out of my mouth as I sigh, and it's just like... So I think I'm just gonna go, then.
Yeah.
And...
There's
I get up to walk out. And it's
a,
like, actually, you can decide if you want to stay here.
You do see a lanky elf, kind of like a skinnier, more feminine, still a man, but like a feminine man, kind of as you get up to get away, goes, "Has that little shit offended you?
Yes.
You deserve far better."
Obviously.
Quiet. Please, this way. Offers to like take your hand to lead you, and does so. You see a table that already has a very fine bottle of wine that has been maybe only a glass has been drank so far, and there's sort of a very light snap of the finger and a motion, and one of the servers comes by and goes, "Terribly sorry for the snap. I just meant to get your attention." And then puts in a platinum on the platter. "I need 2 glasses, please. And another bottle of this." Pulls your chair out for you.
Awesome. Nyla sits down and, like, on the way over, it's a flounce, and it's definitely the, I know I am making you look at me the
Right.
entire time. No, so since we decided to make this too fucking real, we're gonna go all the way. And it's like, no, I am going to ignore you noticing me, and I am going to force your attention over here every 5 fucking seconds.
I lean over to Ashley. I was like, I think Nyla's really into this.
Clearly not. She left the plans.
I don't think you understand what's going here. I think she's really into this attention.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, if she's into it, why is she going to a separate table?
Oh, baby. All right.
Oh.
The
You like?
halfling man comes back with an extra round of drinks. He goes, "My dear, Ashi, did I overhear? Was that your... how I could refer to you as?" Very good. Now, points of entry appear to be here and here. Trade routes come through here occasionally, but very rarely, and only in the morning. How would you begin the decimation?
Oh.
Are we speaking from like a, like she's trying to say that she is a dragon?
Indeed.
How we just wait from that point of view? All right.
She, a beautiful dragon, is exercising her will over this town, and it needs to be destroyed. Terrible, horrible people. Worse woodland creatures in the surrounding area. It must be turned to ash. That's the only just and viable path forward. So please, your expertise.
Alright, so... I think you'd start it off with when the trade route comes in, you start a big fire right in the woods near the entrance.
Oh, fire.
And as they went to go deal with it, sneak in and start setting a small blaze into like all the important buildings. So as they're distracted dealing with the big flame, everything that they need slowly gets destroyed without them noticing until it's too late.
That
They'll probably be distracted by the fact they'll probably think it's the traders.
Possibly. Wonder if someone could come in early and plant that idea that traders are not to be trusted, that ruffians are about amongst the traders, ones who set fire to buildings as a distraction. possibly. Nyla, your fellow leans in. It's like, now, that corner of the room's all ash and blazes and big shows. I prefer a little more subtlety. Are you
What corner is this?
This is the green corner.
Fuck.
Would you say you're familiar with some of the more high-end politics in some of the nearby cities?
He was like, "Now it's dumb as fuck," but
not the high-end nobility. They are not making real decisions about cities. But where are you from?
hold on, I'm gonna try to insight this guy.
Go for it.
Fuck, that's only a 10.
I mean,
Fuck.
he's aware someone else has gotten your attention, whether that be attraction or wrath, and is trying to ask you about you. Wants to know about what you have going on. Wants the attention back on you.
Yeah, no, just Laura feels this is so fucking nefarious, and Nyla is not picking up on that. And I'm annoyed about it, but it's fine. It's like, oh, I'm from St. Olaf.
Saint Olaf. Doesn't that have a lawmaster with his big bushy mustache? Is that the right town I'm thinking of?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he... I thought he resigned in disgrace one year, or did he weasel out of that?
I am not familiar with that. It could absolutely have happened, if I'm being totally honest.
Well, if it hasn't yet, it definitely should. We should think of others more just, more pure in their intention, who could replace such a corrupt and nefarious individual in such a seat of power. If only we could find a pure-hearted, justice-driven, preferably a woman, who could take the seat of power and really represent the city's interests.
Is this
I
place
mean...
like a...
Go ahead.
Is this place like a dragon, like Illuminati? Because that's what I'm getting.
It absolutely is. Actually, I have... Okay, so by this point, I would... Like, we had the different colors and the, like, iconography and stuff pointed out to us. Out of curiosity, like... And I don't know what the role would necessarily be for this, and neither of the stats would be particularly high. But is the vibe in general just of chromatic dragon, or of, say, one being that inhibits all aspects of chromatic dragon stuff?
Give me a religion check.
And
Aoife, give me a perception check.
Alrighty. Roll high, bitch.
that's a 18 minus what? 17.
17.
I rolled a 3.
3.
Yeah.
Ava, you don't notice until someone pats you on the shoulder, and you look over and see Ninu right there.
Ah. Oh, thank God.
Ava, I would like you to come with me out of here, if that's okay.
Yes, please. I will do a mental check-in with each of my friends, being like, "Are you guys good here?" One by one.
Twang chilling with Clang is just like...
Do you need my answer? I'm having a fantastic time.
You're all right. All right. Nyla, are you all right here?
Just so you know, we probably need to get Ashi away from that dude. That's an actual village that he's trying to, like, get notes on destroying and whatnot.
Right. Ashi, get away from that dude. Are you alright here?
And then, wait, huh?
Oh, God.
She's like still like all the time. She's still like talking to him.
Is it
It's
out
like-
loud? Is it out? Are you good to stay? Also, this man, Nyla, thinks that he's a bit evil. Just a bit evil. So, do with that what you will.
Okay, and
Alright.
Not a deal breaker.
Do not commit any crimes while I am gone, please.
no promises.
Big crimes. Small petty thief, alright.
No promises. Anywho, she turns back and continues to talk to him.
Nyla, keep an eye on this girl.
Nice.
And I'll just...
Yeah, Ninu pulls you out of there. He goes, we'll talk more later about this place. It's I was going to ease you into it. They know some things
Oh, God.
for... Remember how we talked about...
Dragon Illuminati down there. Yeah, what?
We talked about, like, powerful, very bad people that should be replaced in order
Yeah,
to
no.
improve things. They know a lot of those people and have some plans on enacting
They're
that.
doing a lot of work from the inside, like
Yeah.
like working your way up. And all right,
More power to the people, and less in the hands of, particular corrupt officials.
I probably should. I got this vibe earlier. You're like an activist, right? That's like
Absolutely. That's...
for the people.
Yes, direct actions. Make a perception.
That's awesome.
Or,
yeah,
you made
Sure.
your... Never mind. You made your perception check earlier. The
yeah.
the camera sees...
It was another 3 again anyway, so
Nice.
don't worry about it.
The camera sees, like, when she's like, yes, direct action. The camera sees her thumb just slide across the hilt of her dagger.
Direct action. And we're just like, oh, we volunteer for the homeless. We take care of them.
Take care of
Well,
them.
they do free up housing for the homeless. That's true.
Yes, right.
He was so fucking stupid. Jesus
He
Christ.
was in love. He
I was-
was never been in love before.
I was gonna say, Nyla, as you're chatting and having this thought, you look at the 5 corners and the 5 colors of the chromatic dragons, and your eyes drift up at the wood carvings, and you see where the necks of the head iconography carved in go through. There's some drapery and stuff in the way, but you can clearly see the carvings come and meet at the center point of the room, having 5 necks leading out from the center to the 5 heads in the corners, essentially looking in on the room.
Okay, wonderful, amazing, fantastic. I love this. This is absolutely amazing. Cool. So we have the dead betrayer god that there shouldn't be anything that should even be able to happen because it's a dead god, but that's fine. And now we're just fucking praying to the scale tyrant, and I'm hanging out in here. This is great. Fuck. Oh.
Imagine Bahamut's just looking at your location. She's like, what the fuck is she doing?
Why are you here in this area?
No, like,
Please tell me you're
Like,
doing
here's the
good.
thing.
Please.
Nyla's also taken Eldritch Initiate
Ah,
and has the Jewel Dragon God as her semi-patron. So it's both just being like, what the fuck are you doing?
Bahamut's very sad.
Emergency button.
it's like your boss and your bossy friend are both looking at you like, what are you doing?
And it's like, oh,
And then you're also hanging out with Ashy, who's currently making murder plans.
Right.
Yeah. This is all really great. This is all
You made good.
fantastic.
Twang,
Like, I swear.
a blue scale clawed hand grabs onto your shoulder, a little rough, and a very tall, scantily clad blue dragonborn woman is like, I require my ankles massaged.
Bang. Am I dead?
Not yet.
This is heaven!
Twang is half dragged, well, dragged if you were also running the same direction happily, to the blue corner. She lays in like a reclining couch, and Twang is just like getting in there, getting those ankles nice and tender.
Good. I'm not complaining at all. This is destiny.
He's converted so quickly.
Yeah, it didn't take much.
So quickly. He abandoned that previous cult
Yeah.
fast.
Oh my.
He likes to bounce between a couple of them, you know? He's very open-minded.
At the end of this campaign, Twang is gonna have joined like 87 different cults.
Well, instead of gotta catch them all, it's gotta join them all.
Oh my god, it's gonna be like that scene in The Mummy when Benny is like trying to ward off the money and just keep bringing up all the different religious iconography and doing the prayers.
One of them's gotta be right.
No, wait,
Listen.
this one. No, this one.
It's gotta be the coffee cult.
It's gotta be.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Is that like the South Park iteration of God that looks like Alf? It's like, that's the one, it turns out. It's like, what? Why? Yes, fun times. So, you are all in your corners. Nyla, you have made the Tiamat connection. Ashy's just very pleased with someone taking her seriously and thinking of her battle strategy. It's like,
You're saying no one takes me seriously?
oh my. I've heard of hiring bird keepers in the area to slowly capture the local pigeons and attaching little fire starters on lines and releasing them back into the city to get the thatch roofs caught and going. Is that something you think would be effective in this environment?
Ooh. Definitely.
Very good, very good. Aoife, you come outside to your waiting U-Haul.
Oh shit.
You're guided over to that large building you saw earlier and up to the 3rd floor, and a beautiful view overlooking the docks, seeing some of the scattered islands in the distance is there, and the two of you are alone in a semi-furnished like large apartment.
Oh.
It's like, there's 2 extra bedrooms, aside from the main one. There's room for your friends to stay. Luckily, those 2 rooms are on this side, and the other room's on this side. There's a long walk towards the open, like kitchen and living room area kind of combo, over off to the side bedroom. Is this somewhere that looks comfortable?
It's a large apartment for this is your first place you're living? Alone?
Yeah. Well, won't be alone for long, it seems.
I mean, I'd love to stick around when I'm here, but I don't know where I'm ending up.
Well, there's something a serious topic I need you to think of. You have a friend who seems to have an in with Amma. Is the chief of the pirates.
Oh.
who also is currently the one that directs all of those pirates on their missions. And I don't know if I need to list all of the horrible things that have been done through his instruction. He comes off as a bombastic, jolly gentleman almost to almost everyone he meets, and then turns around and orders crews to burn villages to the ground with all of the children locked in.
Hmm.
I mean, I didn't know this till we came ashore, but you have a friend who can get hugged by him. And
Yeah.
he needs a dagger in his heart.
You need me to talk to Ashley to do that, or
I
what are we?
would say talk to Ashi covertly. I don't think Ashi
Mhm.
should be aware of the plan if she's not going to be on board with it.
Have you been planning his assassination for a
His,
while now?
um, his and another few were on my docket.
In this town?
Well, not strictly in this town.
Uh, and the ultimate goal of dismantling the head of government here, basically.
There's a spell we found that we have access to. My last port key got taken on the ship. Kind of goes over to a footlocker and then pulls the footlocker up. Not the lid of it, but the whole thing itself.
Oh, hello.
And under the floorboard, pulls up the same figure with the bloodstone orb on it. We can use these essentially as anchor points to open a doorway for a few moments to allow us to pass through. I left one back at the Jewel of Dracovum, near where a corrupt official lives there. And there's a very well-intentioned individual ready to take his place when he falls. One more sympathetic to the people versus just the richest among them. So with that key there, and having one here, once the assassination is completed here, and his ally back at the Jewel of Dracovum, before he can be made aware that there's an issue, I can get back and resolve that as well. So it would have to happen within one night so that they can't fortress up and protect themselves. The change will have to happen all at once.
Right. Change I'm fond of. This. Is this what they were looking for when they got stopped on the water?
Yes.
The fellow that fell off the ship, fell off the mast. Was he working with you?
No. He, though he wasn't really involved in the oppression we're trying to resolve directly, he was a member of a humans only organization. They called it Humanity First, and we're trying to ensure that no other peoples. In their words, they said no other people should get special advantages. You know the type. I don't have to go into too much more detail. So when he had to fall to cover me, I didn't feel that bad about it.
I fell to the ground. It's funny. Um. This is a lot to take in.
I know. Do you remember the elections that got held like 10 years ago?
I was focused way too much on myself 10 years ago.
A lot of people missed it. They each of these officials we're looking at made it so that they decided whose votes counted. They chose who would elect them. So naturally, they got elected.
I would like to make... I don't know what check this is, because I don't know if it's insight, because, like, whether these intentions and the opinions that she has put forth, I guess accuracy isn't the word, but yeah, like, whether this is the night well-intentioned, and obviously, like, on this side, we're, like, not great, but I don't know, like, a naivety of what's going on here.
There's a spell
Or,
called, like, augury and, like, other stuff like that, but I don't think you've got any of that.
I do not have that, no.
The gist
It's like,
of...
whether I've gathered information from the world on my own, be like, these things she's saying make perfect sense.
Yeah. You've gathered that it sounds like there are some corrupt officials who set up elections, but
Yeah.
through technically legal means, set up the election so that they can't lose.
Yeah, right.
And then so then they got elected to seats of power, and
Yes.
you don't know the specifics of their like corruption, but she's saying they're corrupt.
She's saying they're corrupted,
and
I can just choose to believe.
You could choose to believe her. Yeah.
There's
enough there. You could choose to believe what she's saying and feel okay about yourself.
Uh-huh.
Especially because the view is dynamite and the bed looks really comfortable.
Yeah, the view's... I'm stuck here. If, feel like, like growing up an orphan would be very like, yeah, the rich suck.
Right.
And all of this is great. But the one thing she can't get behind is the betray your god situation.
Other than the Tiamat link and the dead
if this was just an
link.
anarchist group ready to take down a government, I'm all for it.
But they do appear to be employing some means that in the background that you have caught wind of that you're not sure about.
Right.
I don't know if she's just one of those like, you seem like you're thinking a lot, which is fair.
Right.
I'm going to, you sit and enjoy the view. I'm gonna go get us some coffee and some sandwiches. The cute little place down the road that managed to survive purely off of the enjoyment of the people, even after they got hamstrung with a bunch of extra taxes by one of the people we want to... you know what? I'll leave some of these points for later. I'm going to get us some sandwiches and coffee.
And Aoife will just sit there and contemplate. Yes, this is going to be a hard decision, guys. I know how it sounds.
Ashley just suddenly feels murderous.
I would be like, no, usually for the group, but it's placed in front of me, and I'm like, Aoife might do it.
Well, okay, so realistically, so Aoife's an orphan, and she's never been in love before.
Exactly.
She wasn't paying attention to this stuff. No, she wants to believe all of this
stuff. She would be very vulnerable, and I have not, she's not talked, and you're, clearly, it's a very suspicious, has not really talked with you guys about this at all. We have no other input. This is from my own, adolescent brain almost.
Right. But also, I imagine, this probably lines up with a book Aoife has read at some point. You met a girl on a boat, you fell in love immediately, you started a revolution for the betterment of all peoples.
Romantic as fuck.
This is that.
This
lines up too hard.
The only part
Yeah.
is the Great Prayer God. And it was like, I need you to convince me real quick that is a good idea still.
But here's the thing: did Aoife even?
Does it even know about the Great Prayer God part? I feel like we knew.
Aoife doesn't know about the Tiamat part, though.
Okay, we're in. We're all in.
That connection after you left.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Well, and now there's
You
a
know about the weird dead god thing.
Yeah.
Narratively, this will be very interesting. I am going to go now, though, guys.
I gotcha.
You have a good rest of your whole night.
Alrighty.
Rest of your whole
That's a thing
session.
longer.
Right. Let's see
Okay.
if I set up this frame correctly.
God.
As soon as
Let me know what happens.
As soon as they pop out.
We will.
Oh, it didn't work.
Oh. Nyla's the only one. She like half
Dang. All right. My studio mode. There it is. Okay. So let's go ahead.
Fix the puzzle.
And we'll pop over to our intermission while I solve a horrible framing situation.
Fair enough.
I will make voices and sounds. We're all technically still audible on this situation. Oh man, I don't know how solvable this is. At least in the near term.
What kind of sandwiches?
That's what we need in the animation. Actually, is the sandwich narration. Let's do it. Sandwich narrations. Somebody improv me a type of bread they would have.
Croissant.
Croissant sandwiches. Very good. Can we get a sauce from Ace?
What type of sauce?
Yeah.
For a sandwich?
Sandwich sauce.
What about mayo?
A mayo. Okay. A an ancient mayo.
Yes.
And what kind of primary ingredients, Nyla?
Sorry, I just like took a bite of cake.
Cake it is. And we're back.
No, absolutely not. That's
No.
disgusting. No,
cake sandwich.
Illegal.
Can
Croissant
I
cake
recommend
sandwich.
something?
Absolutely.
I recommend a main ingredient.
Yes, please do.
Bacon.
Bacon. Fair enough. I did just see somebody do deviled eggs in a way that looked really interesting, where they did the hard-boiled egg, but then they took the white, they cut it in half. They take the yolks out to make like a sauce with a bunch of other stuff. They bread and deep fry the egg white shell, and then they fried prosciutto, and so they did it was like fried egg white with then the egg yolk enhanced sauce. Or cream or whatever you would. I don't even know what you would call it at that point. Piped that into the center, and then the fried prosciutto on top. And I was like, that looks really good.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, this sounds awesome. All right, back to Twang. Twang, you are massaging the ankles of this very large, scantily clad blue dragonborn woman who looks down at you and is like, "Are you able to serve your queen?"
Yes.
Good. We'll need that kind of thing. How many do you think you can rally to your support?
I shall gather an army.
Excellent. There's a creepy little town. It would be directly north of here and directly east of the Jewel of Dracovum. They call it Sacrifice. All the humanoid denizens there are expected to sacrifice limbs and eyes to the betterment of their town. Creepy little minions are created from their sacrifices. They parade about doing all of their menial tasks. the people there get fat and lazy, doing nothing all day, as their little minions do everything for them. Well, I have my own little minions, don't I?
Yes. Yes, you do.
I will bring down...
Stop laughing.
I will,
Oh, I'm just sitting there. Can I say something?
I will bring down the lightning from on high, and the rest of you, cut them off at the legs.
The legs. Yes. I will gather who I can, and I will report back to you.
Excellent. You bring me 24 at least of your kin. I have 30 others doing the same. We will storm it next moon.
All right. Do I have permission to go? I should probably get started.
My ankles are very well massaged. You may leave and begin your preparations.
Of course, my queen. I will be back.
Full moon after next, I expect you at sacrifice with your legion.
I will be there.
And then you will be rewarded.
Ooh. Yeah.
A claw runs across, like, your mask. You will be rewarded.
I will be back. Hang on. And he would kind of like walk off.
Clang.
Does he know where Clang is?
Yeah, Clang catches you just a little ways away from there and be like, "Did you promise her an army? I already did. Twice."
We shall both make a great army.
No, I've written letters to everyone we know. The only kobolds left alive, there's like 13. And they're all on board and they're meeting us there, but there's a lot. We need to find others.
All right, then that is what we shall do.
Yes.
Dragon can get quite upset when orders are not followed.
I don't mean to be disrespectful to your compatriots. Your dragon folk are impressive and worthy of respect and worship on their own rights. But I have a secret, brother. I have a secret. That one you were talking to, that's no dragon folk. She is a dragon.
What?
She has taken the form of dragon folk to enter this establishment and find those who can recruit to be under her wing. But rest assured, brother, her promises of domination are true. I have seen her fly. She took me outside a few weeks ago as a reward for bringing her 3 of our friends to go to special missions for her.
I'm speechless.
She is the storm, and she needs us.
Then we shall answer her call no matter what it takes, brother.
We will. The wind will blow down the establishments of our enemies.
Yes!
We shall take what was theirs and give it to her in her glory.
Yes!
Yes. Very good.
What do you need of me?
Oh, we're all meeting up at a warehouse later. We're gonna gather everyone and get them all weapons. I got a crate of short swords and short bows, and we're gonna show them the basics. And then there's rumors of some kobold villages deep in the forest northeast of here, and we can get some more people on board.
Yes, I love that idea. I will follow your lead.
The blue dragonborn comes up behind you and leans down. You see that her jaw gets right next to your head. She pulls a dagger from your belt, and as she kisses it, you see her saliva go onto it and lightning run down the blade. And as she sheathes it, he goes, "Just a taste of the power that awaits you."
Alright, so this is the third cult he's joined, and I'm actually liking this.
Yeah. So does Twang just like pass out from the blood rushing out of his head?
His brother's there to catch him and help him like limp out of the room. Nyla.
We've lost Twang. We're not getting him back. He's gone.
Also, I want to mention the reason why I was laughing. I'm just imagining with this pit that they're creating minions with. I'm just imagining this hellish portal and just the yellow minions for Despicable Me crawling out, be like, banana.
Oh.
The secret is
Well, now I
giving.
want to destroy it even more.
Nyla, the
Yes.
elf with you, kind of sees you looking around. I know the decor in here can get a little garish.
It's interesting.
It's an ancient proving ground transformed into a leisurely gathering place. It's said that ancient kings gathered here, only to be felled by an ancient queen. Some seek for another ancient queen to rise. Clinks wine glasses with you.
And Nyla's like trying really, really hard to keep her cool right now. She's just like, oh man, I have fucked up. And she just sort of like looks, she clinks glasses and looks back at him and is like, there are many ancient texts that use the word tyrant, though.
Well, a tyrant that serves the people is the ideal form of government. A well-meaning bureaucracy that accomplishes nothing. No good comes to the people they serve. An omnipotent, correct tyrant invoking her will on everyone, provided it is correct in the moves that she makes. That would be ideal. Of course, wishful thinking. Power corrupts. Many of those in power simply need to fall, regardless of who replaces them.
Absolutely.
Take your sheriff, the law-bearer of St. Olaf. Well-meaning. Volunteers at a soup kitchen every other last day of the week. Also made it illegal for anyone to drop off spare food to the soup kitchens. Cut their supplies in half and adds 1/20th of a staff once every 2 weeks and considers it charity. It's not charity to the additional people that go hungry. Of course, he's seen as a hero by many. What an upstanding fellow to sacrifice, 1 out of every 15 of his days to go help others.
Nyla is like listening to this, and as he's speaking, just like touches her amulet like pensively, and it's like almost it's like a worry stone like sort of thing, like And she just sort of like stares off for a moment and says, power corrupts, though. If that maxim in and of itself holds true, then anyone placed into power eventually becomes corrupt.
True. There must be limits to the terms one serves in these positions of power, but those in power are seldom capable of letting go of it, so it must be taken.
And she just sort of nods and is trying to process all of this because she agrees with like several parts of this, but is so fucking uncomfortable in this
Look,
space. It's
Tiamat,
like, no, this is so
Tiamat had some good ideas, is like all he's saying.
I was like, yeah, she had good ideas. And I'm sure that were she not an obligate carnivore, she would have been a vegetarian and a wonderful painter. Like, sure, great, fantastic. All I'm saying is Sauron was a really good guy if you really like got to know him. Like,
He really liked pancakes.
Yeah.
what? Anatar was Lord of Gifts. What are you even talking about? Who do you think taught Celebrimdor how to like craft the rings?
I mean,
like, come on.
He donated his whole salary every month to a different program that he cut by 90%.
Exactly. Nyla just like processes a little bit, and then like after a while of speaking with this dude as actually, can you excuse me for just a moment? And like excuses herself to the restroom.
One moment, before you get up, because I've noticed you've tied some things together here, and I'm not going to stop you. You can obviously do as you please. That is at the core of my values. I ask you to return after you step away, as there are some... I am not representing a cult that is devoted to returning a betrayer god to a seat of power. I am representing change. People judge quickly when you siphon power from an entity that isn't purely benevolent. I don't know if you've had a situation similar and can empathize with pulling a resource from somewhere that isn't ideal, even if you are using that resource for ideal purposes. If that sounds like something worth discussing more, I beg you return. And he uncorks the next bottle. So I finish this next bottle by myself. I am going to be a mess.
What color are his eyes?
They are green.
Okay. Do I get the sense that this is a similar... Because, like, she clocked the halfling, dude. It's like, this is a fucking green dragon, isn't it?
Yeah, you're clocking it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Great.
There's some... You're not getting an ancient vibe, necessarily. They seem a little more young and hungry to change things. Is the kind of common vibe you're getting from the thread from everyone. But yeah, you're getting some pure-ass dragon in a polymorph form vibes.
Cool. And I'm just going to, like, look back and it's like, well... That depends. How many of my spell slots am I going to have to burn on purify food and drink here?
Oh, none whatsoever. I will test everything first. For your comfort, though.
All due respect, I don't think any poison would affect you now, would it?
Oh, that's fair. Philerim! And you see a human pop up from the white corner who's got like a fur banner across his chest. He's like, "Oi!" Be like, "Over here, Philerim, you get to have some wine." All right. Kind of lumbers over, bumps into a couple tables on the way, sits down. Wine. All right. Yeah. From the bottle. He's like, "Please, I'm getting you a glass. Wait a moment."
Amazing.
Amazing.
Mel's still going to excuse herself briefly.
I love the snap of seriousness. Like, whoa!
And like on her way, to just a quiet corner or the restroom or something, like on her way, she's just going to like swing by over towards the red corner and be like, "Asha, you're coming to the bathroom with me."
What? Hold on!
Please return. We haven't set up what to do about the lingering trade routes yet.
Who said you could speak?
Me.
Shut the fuck up.
Interesting.
I'll be back. What the fuck we doing?
We're going to the bathroom together. It's what girls do. Come on.
What do you mean?
We're in a strange club. You have to go to the bathroom with me. It's the rules. Anything could happen.
I'm not signed up for that. I signed up for this, not that. What the fuck?
And then, like, once we find a place that is just us. Stop climbing my curtains. I love
No,
you.
we're
You've got to
safe.
stop that. All
No,
right.
safe. There's a cat spying on us.
You see Twang and Clang at the end of a long hall, kind of fiddling with a door at the end of it.
What are you doing?
Huh?
It's a quick exit up some stairs to a back alley. We have a meeting at a warehouse nearby.
Yep.
No, right now you don't. You're talking to me. All right.
Oh.
Right.
All right, brother.
Why you keep dragging people to the bathroom? It's freaking weird.
Brother.
I don't think I'm allowed into the women's bathroom.
It's fine. Just say you're here for their request. So,
I'm drunk and I'm gonna go make out with them. Go away, Clang. All right.
meet the warehouse.
Yes.
The warehouse with the five colors. The warehouse with the 5 colors. I'll meet you there.
5 colors. Okay.
There's a clink. The door opens up and Clang scurries up the stairs. 3 of you go off to a private area.
Yeah.
Please tell me we're actually making out. That would be quite nice.
We're not.
Shit. Okay, proceed.
You wouldn't want to damage the friendship that way, Twang. Okay, so
No, I wouldn't. I value our friendship.
exactly. Okay, so here's the thing. We've got to get the fuck out of here. This is so bad, guys.
Wait,
I was in the middle of something.
No, wait, what's going on? And, like, he would kind of swap to, like, actual concern rather than, like, his joking, giddy manner.
Mm.
Okay, so they're actual fucking dragons. Like, actually, you are telling a dragon how to burn down a town of halflings that's like 10 minutes away from where I live.
Wait, hold on. 1, he's an actual dragon. 2, why would he need me to give him plans on how to burn it down? He's a dragon. Just go down. There's no need for plans.
Honestly, I do think he's getting off on it a little bit. And
Honestly, understandable. By the way, when can I go back?
again, town of halflings, including children.
But there's, like, taxman squirrels or something. I don't know.
Sorry, what? There's what?
I don't know, man. I'm not paying attention. I'm just hearing plans. I like plans, especially when it's dangerous. When can I go back?
in a minute. So here's the thing. This whole fucking deal is like some Tiamat bullshit here.
Can I
the
roll?
betrayer god.
Can I roll to see if I understand?
Sure, make a religion check. It's not hard to know about know the very basics of Tiamat.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd get a 1, be like, Tia, who?
Tia, who?
Sounds like a good tea.
Right.
Tia Maria.
Tia, me?
You got -1, so 11.
11. Yeah, no, you're aware of the very basics of what most people are aware of. There's Tiamat, it's the evil dragon god, part of the betrayers, you know, banished along with the other betrayers, you know, it's the very basics of, oh yeah, Tiamat, that dragon god, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Generally considered wholly evil and, yeah.
Scaled tyrant.
Kind of the opposite of Bahamut, which you're aware that Nyla's a cleric of Bahamut.
I never would have guessed. Never would have guessed.
Love you.
Couldn't have known. Not from the entire vibe.
Not from the whole what?
And every time she gets a chance to talk, she's like, "Let me tell you everything."
It's like, hold on, I have a pamphlet.
Can I tell you about our Lord and Savior Muhammad?
Yeah.
Hi, do you want that Dragon Daddy?
Ooh.
It's the only way people sign up. But this is bad. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
But my brother's already a part of it.
Okay, we gotta get him out of this weird culty nonsense thing.
Are you sure it's Tiamat?
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure. I don't think that. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's what I've got. I don't. I think we have, because like if these were like ancient dragons, then they would just be able to handle all this shit by themselves, right? Right. Absolutely. I don't think that's what it is. I think we are dealing with young chromatic dragons who don't know what the fuck they're doing, who aren't super fucking powerful yet, like still very powerful, but not just like in the type of way. And I think to subvert that, instead of like waiting around for 800 years to come into their power, they are attempting to siphon power from a betrayer god. However, the whole thing of them being locked away is it's not possible to siphon power from them. That's the whole deal, is you can't, like, okay, here's the thing. You can pray to a betrayer god really as much as you want, but it's not going to fucking do anything because they can't reach you. They can't influence this world.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they are trying to find a way to just like crack open a door and siphon that power away. I think that might be what's happening. Because dragons aren't like super, super big on the, oh, we're going to follow this big thing that's better than us.
They are quite known for being powerful, and you may have a point.
Also, I say this with all of the respect in the world. Twang, I don't trust your abilities to be able to go back down into that room and come out without promising like your entire soul to at least 3 other people.
All right.
If a white dragon comes up and says, hey, help me out here, what's gonna happen? And I need you to be honest.
Okay, look, no matter what is going to happen, I am going to that warehouse, and we are going to need to convince my brother to... we can figure that out there. either way, if we are going to do something, I want him involved. I lost
Okay.
him once. I will not do that again.
All right, fine. We will go and we will get your brother.
Right.
How deep into this do you think he is?
Huh?
How deep into this do you think he is?
Quite committed.
Okay.
Mm. I don't know how to describe this. We can talk about it on the way there. For now, we should go.
Yeah, all of you make a perception check for me.
16.
Hang on.
Is that a 1 for Vix?
Maybe.
Ooh, even with a +6, that's only a 12.
She's stuck on thinking about the plans.
I have a 12.
Nyla, you at the end, towards the end of that conversation, your eyes glance at the door as you all are going to leave, and you see the fairly distinctive shadows of someone was standing near the door and has backed away.
Fuck. That's gonna be a problem.
What is it?
Alright, well, somebody overheard, like, all of that. Alright, cool.
Oh, dear.
I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes, and I'm gonna run back down, go to the, table with the elf dude,
So you
and
come
be
out
like,
the door.
hi.
So
Sorry,
you all are in, like, the privy, essentially.
Yeah.
And then you come out of the door. You see Ninu standing there. Aoife's now girlfriend-ish something. You know, one of those. Oh, hi. I heard someone was in there, so I waited.
Cool. Where's Aoife?
Oh, back at our place, hopefully. She's mulling it over. There's extra rooms for you all to stay when you're in town.
Your place?
Yeah, I got a nice little, it's overlooking the bay. It's really cute.
You've known each other for like a week.
Well, she doesn't have to stay if she doesn't want to. But while you're in town, you know, save some money on an inn. Figure out your next steps. Are you all staying around here? I know there's a little get together at a place a few blocks out.
Oh, what get together?
Some like young activists are getting together and trying to figure out how they can be effective. We're also gonna show them some moves on how to defend themselves. Some of the administration in this town's pretty corrupt, so I want to make sure that people are safe.
Yeah,
What do you mean corrupt?
Was this as she popped out?
Yeah, she like popped out seeing what was going on.
Looks a little confused about the joining, but oh, I didn't know there was there was a thing there. Congrats. Sorry, what was that? Ashy, it is, right?
Yes.
You said something when you came out. I didn't catch it.
Yeah. What do you mean corrupt?
Oh, you know, there's a few leadership people in the city that have been abusing their power, and we're trying to get a vote together so that some new leadership can be put into power. A couple of figures.
I could see if the chief can help.
Yeah, the people have asked. He hasn't done anything yet, but yeah, we'll talk later about the individuals. You might be able to give us a nice in on that situation. That'd be really cool of you. Sorry, I really have to pee.
Okay, yeah, no, sorry, totally. Yeah, let's.
I honestly, she dragged me in there. I don't No, she seems to just drag people in the
No,
bathroom.
0 judgments and no assumptions. You all tell me what you want me to know when you want me to know it. Again, I really have to be
Okay,
honest.
let's
Like,
not
there's a
pretend like
kobold
this
in here.
Yep, let's not pretend this is the first time we've run into each other outside of an enclosed space.
Sure. Twang, you can get out of the bathroom, please.
Oh, I should probably do that, yes. I will be, yeah.
Yep. She goes into the bathroom as you all have come out into the hallway.
I kind of forgot I was in there.
I wonder why you chose the bathroom of all things. We easily could have still been in there, and she could have just walked right in.
The bathroom is a small place where I can, like, easily check and make sure, okay, there's not someone actively here listening to me.
What about a closet? Less likely for someone to just walk right in, except for maybe a janitor who probably would just give no shits.
You see a
I don't
very
believe in going into closets, I only come out of them.
see a very defeated dwarf carrying very dirty sheets down the hallway.
Poor fellow.
Poor dude.
See? No shit. He is done with life.
That is oddly depressing, Ashy.
Well, I'm sorry, how else do you describe that? Does that look like enjoyment to you?
No, you're right. I just feel much worse now that I've pointed it out.
You said the quiet part out loud.
Huh?
Uh,
Okay, either way,
So where are you headed?
I need to go to this warehouse. It was 5 colors. He said as much. I need to go there and talk to my brother.
Nina has come out of the bathroom at this point. Like, you all were in there for quite a while, but she just went into pee. So. She speaks up and goes, you say the 5-color warehouse?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I'm heading that way.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, sure. I'll help keep an eye on Twang. Are you two heading back into the bar?
You know what? I'll meet you over. Where is it?
It's like 3 blocks north and then 2 blocks east.
I'll meet you there in a minute. I need to head back in for a sec.
Go.
Same.
Twang, she kind of gives you a pat on the back and starts walking you towards that same door. You do see her pull something from a side pouch and like bring it up to her mouth and like itch a spot by her mouth, but she clearly like whispers something and then puts the thing back in her pouch.
Are you alright?
Totally. Couple too many drinks maybe.
It happens.
All right, let's go.
Very well.
Nyla and Ashy, you come back. There are 2 figures anxiously awaiting your return who seem pretty happy to see you walk back in. A third figure by the elf, the human, in a sort of a white tunic with a fur bandolier across, is like, I can finally drink this, right? Because she's here. I had to do it in front of her, right? Yes, you can drink the wine. A good like quarter of the wine like goes past the face. A little bit hits the wall behind him. I am not gonna get messed up from that. I'm gonna need like a lot more. Can I have more? It's like, no, she just needed to see it was safe to drink. You can go back to your table now. Right. Sure. Lucky lady. This guy goes his wine. Gets up and like Riker steps over chairs to like get back over to his table, and like kind of plops down, starts sharing ales and sausages with a couple of dwarves. Uh,
Yeah, ales and sausages, you know, your typical bar food.
yeah, that's the guy. That's his vibe, is ale and sausage.
Ale and sausage, man.
Yes. I apologize. It is my go-to one to drink literally anything at a moment's notice. So I had available.
Noted. Like right before they step in, Nyla just turns to Ashi and is like, please, please, please stop giving this man ideas and helping him plan his assault on this town of people. Please stop. Or give him... Actually, you know what? You know what you could do? Come up with really terrible plans to give him.
I'm only good at doing that on accident.
Fair, that's fair.
Drinks.
All right,
Drinks.
go team.
Ashy, as you do get back, there's a new rum is there waiting for you. He's like halfway through his next one, and he's just like, what I was thinking was, if we order a shipment of oil to the town, that's the shipment that shows up, and then light it.
Ooh. What ale is that, by the way?
This is a rum.
I just didn't know if it was anything fancy.
It's very fancy.
Can I have it?
Yeah, so this one's mine, that one's yours, unless you want mine also.
I just didn't want to, like, take yours.
No, there's a completely other glass here.
Oh, I've been with people who like get their sums like 5 drinks just to themselves, so
That sounds...
it's kind of like a thing I'm used to.
That sounds incredibly rude.
I'm used to going to a lot of places where there's drinking matches, so...
Fair enough. Well, this is rum. It's good.
She grabs it and chugs it.
3 more! Servant starts to go grab more drinks. Nyla, you are there with the elf.
So Nyla, like, first off, is mildly horrified by the dude throwing the thing back and being like, wow, that's a full thing that just happened. And I'm pretty confident that this isn't poisoned now, but also, I don't know how much I want it.
It's one of those... He kind of chimes in with a... and there's an extreme irritation, and when he's finally ready to, like, make eye contact with you, the irritation relaxes a little bit into, like, I'm irritated, but it's funny. With a, like, these bottles of wine were made by an elf in their early career who have since died of old age. And I believe a fair amount hit the wall behind his head.
Yep, it did. That is a thing that happened.
The blasphemies I have endured with that man, I believe, are finally coming to a middle. And then tinks glasses and takes a little bit more of a swig than he normally would off of this, very fine glass of wine.
Yeah.
So again, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to assure you that whatever pinpoint sources of power are being siphoned, that they are not influencing decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I've made sure of it.
It seems as though, and please correct me if I am wrong, what you're talking about is attempting to crack open a door and siphon a small amount of what is on the other side and praying that whatever is on the other side doesn't manage to force its way through. And I don't understand how you make sure that doesn't happen.
Reaches over to the next table and grabs a candle, places it on the table. I assure you, waves a hand and the candle goes out. It's much more like pulling a thread through a fence. Clicks and the candle comes back. The fence fully separates one side from the other. Flicks and the flame turns green. And you can pull blades of grass from the other side. Flicks, it goes blue. With no danger. Flicks and it goes out. I would see the corrupt leadership that abuses their powers siphoned from benevolent forces. I would see those corrupt leaders fall. New leaders taking their place, possibly becoming corrupted again. And when that occurs, we fell them as well. Perhaps this creates an infinite cycle of people rising to power with good intentions, and then when their intentions corrupt, they are then removed, and on it goes. But in the meantime, people have a chance to better their lives. I'm not asking you to siphon any power from any source you find uncomfortable. You acquire your power how you see fit. It's how you use it that I'm more interested in. Are you looking to maintain establishments that exploit people, leave some with thousands of gold in their pockets and others with thousands of copper to their name by the end of their life? Or would you rather see things distributed more fairly than just whatever people can take from those that are weaker than them?
Nyla, just sort of ponders for a moment and waves her hand, and the blue flame on the candle turns to a bright pink, and she's like, Bahamut tells us that our job is to defend the weak and to stand as a paragon of justice and to extend mercy to those who have strayed from the path. But he also instructs us to smite those who will not come back. And she waves her hand again, and the flame turns to a silvery color. I am not. Your specific methods are concerning, but the overall is not necessarily sending me running from here.
Well, if you, who gather power from where you gather it from, and I, who do the same of my end, can sit and share a glass of wine over common goals, there may be hope for this world yet.
Exactly.
Tink. Twang!
Mm-hmm.
You are led by Ninu through a couple of alleys, round the corner, over some crates that are kind of blocking an alleyway, but easy enough to scale over and onto the other side. And you see what is sort of like a rough rainbow, but is just a slapdash of 5 colors of paint, leading up to a doorway of the white, red, black, green, and blue. Leads you up to the doorway. Gives a little knock. The door opens up. Ninu, you're most welcome. Twang, come!
Yes, yes, of course.
And you can see like a baker's dozen kobolds who've been given some fresh spears. There's a couple of training dummies. They're being shown like key points to stab, how to use their like pack tactics to like help each other out. Nets are being distributed, and a few at a time are being shown how to throw them and how that can work to like tangle someone up to make them an easier target for everybody. One picks up a crossbow, and Clang is like, "Oh, I gotta get stop that guy!" And runs over to like monitor the crossbow shooting a little more closely. Ninu kind of leans down and goes, "You've known Nifa for a hot second longer than I have. Any chance she'd be into a direct action revolution for the betterment of the little people?"
She has always been one to speak with actions rather than words. And she is also known to... How do I put this? She doesn't necessarily follow laws to pursue justice. If she deems it right, she'd do it herself.
Well, what's the old saying? Laws are a threat of violence from the state, typically directed at its racial minorities.
I am quite used to being upon that.
Maybe that should stop.
I agree.
Pick up a spear then.
I think I'll stick to my short sword.
Metaphorically, I mean.
Well, yeah, yes, of course.
Over here then. Takes you over to the side. And you all essentially are helping to train some little kobold strike force.
I do have something that I know that you and I specifically have not talked very much, or, are bonded, so to speak. You are aware of the other 2 Dragonborn, correct?
Yes?
They may be on to us.
Well.
This thing we're doing.
Well, they'll decide what they're going to do about that, I guess.
I am admittedly quite concerned. The one is very religiously connected to the... How do I put this? Opposing side.
Opposing side?
Well, let's just say they might not be necessarily on board with what's going on here.
I don't know if that's actually a problem. Ganani, There's off in the corner. There's a human in a sort of a white and gold tunic with a spear. Is kind of leading the kobolds in their exercises. Kind of jogs over. Yes. Can you tell us about the platinum dragon? And he pulls up a symbol of Bahamut up from under his tunic. Of course. Seeks justice and has many tenants. What's this conversation about? Consult my friend Twang here. Twang.
Yes, correct.
If you have concerns about the Platinum Dragon, don't have none. I have had no issues calling forth his power to further our ends. We are striking out the heart of evil and corruption on this continent.
This is not easy for me. You must understand, I am very quickly realizing that the path I choose does not please everyone, no matter which way it goes.
Those in power have decided that certain folk are more corrupt based on their circumstance of their birth. That they are somehow elevated to be morally superior and more worthy of being in charge of everyone else simply because of how and where and under what circumstances they were born. And Ninu is like, I assure you. And her form starts to shift as she elongates, neck especially. Horns curve more pointed forward. Scales go even more jet black. Gear forms into the rest of her body. Leans down as in her large size black dragon form. They would tell you I was born like this and I am evil. No one is born evil.
No, not at all.
They have taken from us. And we will take it back. And give it to the others who've had it taken from them.
That is just. Know that if you are needing me, I am here.
Leans down, forehead to forehead with you, a full-blooded dragon. Exhaling and inhaling opposite sequence with you. You literally take the dragon's breath into yourself. I feel like you could be a very influential and powerful friend to us.
So it's hell.
Do me the honor of helping us make our first victory.
I will. I was informed that there were other towns upon the forest of which we could expand our rather meager ranks.
Indeed.
For the time being.
The town of Sacrifice is a bastion of inherited wealth, the populace literally never working due to the servants they've created from the flesh of ancestors and those they can dupe into assisting them in their lifestyle. That is our first target. It is an ultimate symbol of what's wrong with how things are.
Well, then I shall remain here and consult my brother, and we will figure it out from there.
You all will be heading out this evening to meet up with the villages outside of that city that have been displaced and their work removed from them over many generations, and hoping to recruit as many as we can to take back their lives.
All right.
If you have any skills and tricks you can show these fine folk here, please do so.
I would love to.
This is a little less dramatic, but I need to get my girlfriend some sandwiches.
But, yes, of course.
Forms back into the dragonborn form, bows, and heads out.
Then I suppose Twang would listen and get to training those rookies, so to speak.
Clang, like, grabs you by the shoulder and whips you around, gets face to face with you, and it's like, you got booped by the dragon.
I know, it was awesome.
Your head's touched.
I know.
Her breath was like your breath.
My whole life
It, like,
has changed.
I want to know everything, is all I'm saying.
I will tell you everything when the time comes. For now, we have things to do.
Yeah, we gotta hit the road in like 2 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
Perhaps a short rest might be necessary.
Yes! Quite. Back to Nyla and Ashy.
Okay, is Twang's, like, mask just, like, corroded slightly from the acid of the dragon?
Just totally has a
It's like-
mark on the front of it.
It needs a new finish, basically, because it's been kind of corroded off, yeah. Awesome. You all are chatting some more. The large blue dragonborn woman walks up to your table, Nyla. Ningal. We should get moving. You can go ahead. Please take Philrim with you. He has a strong back and can help you with what you're doing. Yes, quite. Philrim, you're with me! He's like, oi! Yeah! Gets up from his table. I say gets up from his table, just gets up. Table gets knocked over by him getting up and walking forward. Doesn't really register that that's a problem. And walks out the door. A couple of dwarves, confused, like, follow. The Ashy, the halfling talking to you. It's like, these are excellent plans. I think everything's really... I particularly like how we order the oil in several shipments. That way we make sure there's a stockpile in the city. So as the fires start, every house will have, like, more than they need for their thing. They'll have a little stockpile of oil and think, oh great, cheap oil came in, my lanterns are set. But really, houses up instantly. Very good. Very good. Nice. All right. Well, I hope to see you again. Best of luck in your ventures. I'm sure we will cross paths again, and more justice can be done in your name. Leans away, walks away. You're a few rums deep at this point.
This guy's gross. This guy's gross. I don't like him.
Just wants to burn down a village. You don't know what they do there. They could be really bad.
But Nyla would know what they do there.
Nyla would know. Well, Nyla would know they're like a farming community, as kind of her, like... She didn't like nat 20 that history check. She just knows of the city. It's like, oh yeah, that's that halfling farming town outside the city.
We get there and we find out they farm drugs.
They're farming people. Yeah.
People.
It's all Soylent Green that's being shipped into St. Olaf. Awesome. Nyla, you're there with just this elf formed person. Like, did I catch your name?
Nyla.
Nyla. Wanted to make sure I had it right. Ningal.
Can you spell that, please?
Ningal.
Okay, cool.
Do you have any clarifying questions that will ease your conscience?
The moment I think I have everything I need, although I assume if a crisis of conscience should occur, that I would be able to come to you with that.
Of course.
Wonderful. I do need to go meet with some of my compatriots, though.
Very well. Frankly, same. So, until next time, I'll make sure another bottle is saved for our next encounter.
Cool. I'm going to say newer vintage or something, just because, the whole wall deal. But, it's your call, your thing. Okay.
I do prefer a view, in all honesty. Somewhere you can stretch your wings.
Noted.
Nods and finishes the glass of wine. Gets up and heads out.
Yeah, Nyla's... Oh, no. Nyla's walking out first. No,
Oh.
No. You don't get that fucking power move. It's a final sip, a nod, and an exit. No.
I like the idea that you're...
not get walked out on.
I like the idea that you're telling him that all literally, like, that whole conversation as he was about to get up, but he just stops and lets you get up.
It's like, no, sorry. It's like, oh, no, sorry, that's not how this works. You get to watch me leave.
There is a very... You catch a very pleased smile as you kind of glance back on your way out.
Do I see the halfling on my way out?
They left a hot second ago.
Okay, never mind then.
You do see Ashy kind of, in the area, but you two link up and go try to find that warehouse. Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
Oh. My investigation is bad.
Based on the
5!
Awesome.
Should have looked more.
5. Ashy, you watch Nyla leading the way to find this warehouse, and the sun was like going down when or was like starting to edge towards setting as you all got out of that particular building, and it's nearly fully down past the horizon at this point, and you keep taking lefts and different rights and not seeing anything where it's at.
I think we might be lost.
I have lost paying attention. What?
I think we might be lost. Wait, you're from here, right?
I am drunk.
Oh no.
Ashley, give me a survival check.
No.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's -1, isn't
Oh dear.
it?
Yeah, so that's
My,
a
my,
1.
my friends are lost.
Let me. You're already late, and you're like, actually, you're from here, and like, let me show you how it's done. And a good chunk of time later, you realize you're back at the bar that you left.
I found the bar.
This is unfortunate.
Did not clarify location. We just went.
You know what? You're right. You're right. This is on me. This is on me. I should have been paying more attention.
I only
Do you
see
forgive
armor
me?
on you. I only see armor on you, no map.
Nyla, give me a perception check.
This is lovely.
Nyla just briefly, like, before the perception check, just, like, reaches out and just, like, pats Ashley on the head and be like, oh, you're so pretty.
Thank you, but why are you touching me?
21.
21. You spot up against the night sky, wings flap against the stars. Like, you don't see the thing, but you see the negative of where stars are blacked out, and it's clearly something with large wings flapping and flying away. And you see one, and then you see another, and you're like, you can see the location where they're, like, coming from, whatever these things are that are flying off into the night. So you have a location to kind of beeline it for.
Okay, we're gonna beeline it towards that location. It's like, look, I'm sorry, I'm feeling in a weird type of way, because on the one hand, Bahamut, and on the other hand, they're saying some stuff that does make sense. And on the metaphorical third hand, I think I was low-key flirting with a green dragon for a while, and I'm not sure how to square that one.
I was thinking of multiple things too. One is my parents, and I rather not talk now.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that last part? Because, like, Laura didn't hear it.
Talk now.
Okay. Okay.
She said she said that that's thinking about her what I can't word now. Shit. Now
I really did. I'm sorry, Vix.
Oh no, the pretending drunk got real.
Oh no.
The water bottle was full of vodka.
No, but what Ashley said was that she's thinking of multiple things too. One of them is her parents, and she does not want to talk about it.
Okay. You don't have to.
You do.
I warn you if I cry, don't ask. I don't know. Where are we going?
Well, we're
Following.
gonna go to the warehouse to find Twang.
Dart. Let's go.
Okay, cool. If you cry, I'll give you a handkerchief and tell other people that you're not crying. And if anyone says you are, I'll punch them in the face.
I'll do it.
You all round the corner and see the tail end of the deployment. Approximately a wyvern for a equivalent of like a wyvern per dragon has been here, and they are taking 2 kobolds at a time and flying off into the night. And you see a final wyvern take off after a red dragon, a large size red dragon that has a pair of kobolds on the back that are mounted and being flown somewhere. The 2 more that take off on the wyvern with a green dragon looking over at you with a twang and clang as like the final ones getting mounted on the back of this green dragon. Twang, you see Nyla and Ashy walk up as you all are the last ones to take off.
So were you gonna tell us you were leaving, or are you just gonna let us think you were dead? How's that working?
Look, I don't want to inconvenience either of you, and I know that you are maybe not as on board with this as some others are. I I didn't want to risk involving you.
Mm-hmm. Are
I,
you
I need
coming?
you. I need you to understand that it's because I care about you. It's not that I want to do this. It's I have to. I need you to know that. I don't know what will happen from here if we will well, before I get into detail, what are you planning?
The
I
plan was to come find you.
well, mission accomplished. You certainly did.
We did it.
I will give you a 10 out of 10 on that.
Twig, you've never not given me a 10 out of 10 on anything.
Touche. I just okay. Do you want me to be honest with you? All right. I value you as a friend. I'm trusting you with this. I do not know what side of things you are taking, but no matter what it is, know that I am your friend. There are rumored to be kobold towns in the forest. We are going to recruit them to build an army. That is the plan. From there, I am not fully clued in, but what I do know is 2 moons from now, I think it was, we are going to. You gestured at me. What?
No, it's 1 moon.
Oh. Oh boy, I am all over the place.
There's always one moon. She points at it.
It
Depends
does
where
look
you're on
very.
Exandria, because they have two. Kappa
does
and
look-
Rudinus.
The dragon pipes up. Actually, there is a dark one that comes through. It only rotates through once a year. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get involved here with all of your speech. And it kind of reverts back to the elf form and goes, and pardon
That
me.
bird just turned into an elf.
Close.
Yes.
Very close.
All right.
There are
So-
machinations here in town, but we are on a tight timeline for the overthrow of sacrifice and the liberation of the peoples that live outside of the city. So we must leave tonight. I apologize. We haven't had more of a chance to clarify intentions and timelines, but we really must go. We should.
May I ask one final thing? Nyla. Ashley.
Hey.
Okay. You're drunk. Nyla.
No.
Lesser restoration on Ashy.
Are are you with me on this? This town, this
Where are we
sacrifice
right now?
town has to go. I need you to understand that. I know that maybe not your religious stuff. I'm not, I'm not very into that myself. I really hope that when I enter that state, that I am not standing against you. I need to know we are on good terms here. Alright?
I'm not mad at you. You have to do what you have to do.
I can't hear you.
Have to go. I'm not mad at you. You have to do what you have to do, and you feel you have to go. So that's what you're going to do.
Thank you. There have been very few people in the world that have said such kind things to me.
I
Shut up, you're drunk.
No, she's not. I lesser restorated her. Like, she's fine.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm trying to ignore the fact that I have no idea where we are right now.
Oh, that's what that glowing was. Okay, your little midget friend is going away for a bit to do some stuff, and perhaps we will see each other again.
As long as you do what you think is right.
I think this is right.
So whatever you're doing, kick ass, whatever it is, just do it.
Well, you know, wherever I go, as long as Nyla's not looking, I'll be fine.
It's not me. I didn't do anything.
Okay, well then wherever I
don't
am,
know,
as
it
long
seems-
okay,
it
let me
seems like-
rephrase. As long as I am not looking at you while I am doing what I am doing, I will do fine. Listen, I think I've made it very clear that I do have certain feelings and I do not wish to force them upon you because I value you as a friend. That is all. So, before this gets awkward, I am going to go. Best of luck, you two.
As she
Okay.
just
Hopefully,
goes,
hopefully
as
we
she,
will
like-
see each other again sometime.
as she's gonna pat him on the shoulder and like give him like a gentle hug, be like, just be safe, alright, man?
Save. That's a silly word. Alright, well, enough emotion for one night. You two do what you must. Fang, I believe it is time for us to go.
That's right, brother. Now, let us ride this dragon into glorious midnight.
To the skies!
To the skies! The elf kind of goes, and turns into the dragon, and they climb on the back, and a few beats of the wings later, they are off into the sky. You
Feels like a fanfic.
feels like a fanfic. Twang's fanfic. Flying it off.
Twang's fanfic.
Flying off, well, not into the sunset, the sun is already set. Flying off into the night on the back of a dragon to go fight in their army, to overthrow improperly acquired inherited wealth towns, to liberate the the abused peoples of the countryside. Everyone watches a metaphor fly off into the distance.
I'm just imagining he just wakes up on the boat. This is all just a dream.
Right. This is what like rum-addled like dream in the corner of a club. Like, that's how cool it would be.
That's how it went.
Yep.
Then it
And
turns into a nightmare because it's like Nyla's just like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
no!
I hate that phrase.
And we will call it there with Twang flying off into the horizon with his brother on the back of the dragon. And we will catch folks next time. Ace is going to have to be leaving us due to work schedules and things, but we hope to see him again sometime. Best wishes, great stories, and Twang riding off in the back. Look, I didn't see your message till like 5 minutes before we started, so this was highly improv. So this is the story now. Is the dragon
really
armies
improv.
overthrowing the corrupt peoples. So here we are. That's where we're going.
That was really well done.
Well, thank you. All right, we're gonna sign out and chat for a second off the stream, but we'll see folks later. The safe word is holy. Sometimes unholy dragon gods, but the safe word's still holy. So watch out for that Swiss cheese. I don't know what that means. Should have signed out a while ago. I've overstayed. Leaving.